Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has revealed the top priorities his new government wants to tackle. Among them, tackling poverty and the global economic uncertainty.
Also listed, developing the medical cannabis industry. That was a key demand of the Bumjai-Tai party, one of the biggest in Mr. Prayut's 19-party coalition. Mr. Prayut will set out the policies for debate in the National Assembly on Thursday.
And for more, let's cross over to May Wong in Bangkok right now. May, what other details do we have about Mr. Prayut's priorities, though?
Well, in the policy manifesto, there were 24 policies that were being outlined. They have separated that into two categories. One they consider as emergency policies, while another they consider as 12 major policies. For example, major policies include developing the healthcare system, and yet another example is to promote Thailand's role in the international arena. For emergency policies, for example, one is to talk about the fact that they want to upgrade the people's skills and also to address corruption in political as well as the bureaucratic circles. As you and I know, the devil is always in the details. Unfortunately, here, the details are clearly missing. The policy manifesto is just so broad, it's so vague, that is the first criticism that opposition parties are latching onto right now, because they say it's very difficult for them to scrutinize through the policies given the fact that there are no details to scrutinize. Yet another point is the fact that they're also saying that these policies are clearly what the government should be doing from the get-go, should be doing from day one, so they cannot be considered as policy, so to speak. And yet another group clearly has come out to defend the government, saying that this really shows a macro overview of where the country is going. It shows the government charting the future direction for Thailand, and also that this helps to boost not just investor confidence, but help to create and develop the confidence among the Thai people. Now, particularly one observer that I spoke to, in fact, said this will definitely help in showing the people exactly the vision of what the government has.
In the past, governments come and then go, and so when their policy as well, so everything collapsed. Now for the first time, the issue about the government longevity, you know, people always ask, this government will last with 19th party coalition, will they last for 6 months, 1 year or 2 years? Now it's less important now, because whichever government that come in will have to respect the overall long-standing strategy framework that will last a long time, that we have common objectives. So new government will have to take up. So there is a strong sense of now continuations and also common objectives. I think that's a very good thing.
May, you mentioned that the devil's in the details, and the lack of details hasn't made the opposition too particularly happy with what they've seen. Where does that put sort of the coalition partners of Mr. Prayut? Are they also wanting more details?
Well, absolutely. When you talk about details, a lot of people are saying that perhaps the different ministries will start to roll out the description of what they plan to do, what kind of budget is going to be used for some of these policies. But more importantly, also, this is a chance for the government to try and gather the 19 coalition partners together and come with a common objective in helping to develop Thailand. But you must also remember the fact that it's not easy to come to a consensus, particularly with so many different parties. However, the policy manifesto does show hints of how the government has tried to incorporate some of the policy campaign promises made by the various parties. One example you raised earlier was that of Bumjai-Tai. Now, Bumjai-Tai is a key collaborator with the government right now, and they have actually secured not just the Deputy Prime Minister position, but also the position of the Health Minister. And one key policy is that to develop as well as to conduct more research on medical cannabis, and also to create more economic opportunities and employment opportunities in that sector. And yet another policy that they're trying to show the fact that they are encouraging the coalition partners to continue to support them is that of the Democrats. Again, this particular portfolio of agriculture has also gone to the Democrat Party, and they have incorporated the policy of stabilizing crop prices. Now, that's a key policy the Democrats have come up with, to say that the government needs to set a minimum price for crops such as rice, sugar, as well as rubber. So these are all clearly showing the fact that the government is cognizant of how they need to continue to work with their coalition partners and not allow that to break apart once they go into parliament. But you must also also remember the fact that the opposition camp will not let up on criticizing, on scrutinizing, and really in calling the government to account, because they will definitely pose a huge challenge to Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha and his cabinet when they actually deliver this manifesto in Parliament come Thursday, because that's when you can expect a lot of debate, a lot of challenges to be taking place.
All right, many thanks for that. May Wong speaking to us from Bangkok.